Lactuca serriola. Nickname for this plant is broom. This is part 1, and in part 2 I'll be sharing a mnemonic or memory technique to help you commit to memory the most distinguishing characteristics of this plant for identifying purposes. Be sure to watch all of part 1 so that part 2 is understandable. This is an erect plant, 2 to 7 feet tall. It is unbranched except where the upper flowering stems occur. The upper portion of the plant branches outward and resembles a pyramid. This pyramid shape is not always prevalent. These branches can be somewhat scattered. In either case, it is where the plant derives its nickname from broom, because as you see, it appears or resembles an inverted broom. Outside of the picture, below the upper flowering stems, this plant extends about another 4 or 5 feet below this area. The flowers, as you see, resemble dandelions. As a side note, the upper flowering stems are not always going to be apparent, or would not have always been fully developed. However, this is a very important identifying characteristic because from a distance, more than likely you will see an area of these where some in that area will have the upper flowering stems developed. They might be dry or they might appear like this. In either case, the inverted broom form will attract you to the area, which could then lead you to much more of these plants in the same area, which would be less mature. The picture on the right represents the broom, or the leaf of the broom plant we are studying now. It is very distinctive in that it bears C-shaped outlines here along the margins or the edges of the leaf, as if someone had taken a bite out of the leaf. The edges also bear irregular teeth. The leaves have no stem. They clasp or grasp the stem. The leaf on the left represents a similar species, which can be used identically for edibility and medicinal purposes. When you see all the other characteristics of this plant, except for the C-shaped leaf, you will know or remember that the broom plant with this shaped leaf is more potent. An easy way to remember that would be that it has more leaf available rather than less leaf. More leaf makes it more potent medicinally. Both varieties have younger leaves which are arrow-shaped. The stem, the main stem that is either light green or straw color. Similar variety has a reddish stem. The flower buds appear in the shape of capsules or flower vases. The flowers are approximately 1/3 inches across and about 1/2 inch long. This is a colony of broom plants. As you can see, they have not developed the upper flowering stem portion. However, from my own personal experience in seeing these plants, somewhere in the vicinity will be a plant that has developed the upper flowering stem portion. It may be dry, may have dried out and dying, or it may be in more of a bloom state. Notice how the leaves are twisted and pointed upward. That's consistent with this plant. The veins are white. And again, notice with the broom plant, the C-shaped outlines along the edges. This picture shows us a broom plant with a straw-shaped main stem or straw-colored main stem. Dandelion-like flower. The flowers bear 13 to 27 pale yellow petals or ray flowers. These flowers terminate the flat edge, and each of the petals have 5 teeth. The bracts you will find in rows of 3 to 5 of varying lengths. They have purple tips. This is what the flower develops into. These are the seeds. And just like the dandelion, it develops these white pappus formations or growths, which are carried by the wind to help germinate the plant in other areas. All parts of this plant ooze with the white milky sap when it is cut. This plant has a very stout, deep taproot. The leaves have a pointed tip. Again, notice this C-shaped cutouts, white veins, clasping stem, angular lobes at the bottom, clasping stem, these leaves can be 12 inches long and up to 4 inches across. At any stage of growth, the broom plant can be distinguished by its leaves, in that again it bears the C-shaped cutouts or outlines along the edges. Along the edges you'll also find spines, and down the middle of the leaf vein or midrib you will find these spines as well. When you find those two characteristics, the C-shape and the spines around the edges and down the midrib, you know you have a broom plant. There are no lookalikes, no poisonous lookalikes. This is a similar species I was telling you about, that's more potent. Also has the spines down the midrib and around the edges. The straw-shaped or straw-colored main stem. The stem, incidentally, grows from out of a short-lived rosette of leaves. Rosette basically means, a round cluster of leaves. The leaves can also bear a reddish outline or edge. The spines can also appear at the lower portion of the main stem. Notice again how the leaves twist and point upward. Spines down the midrib and along the edges. C-shaped cutouts. This is another picture, obviously, of the broom plant without the broom portion on top, which in most cases will be inconsequential because there will be other plants in that area which will have some portion of the broom visible, which should then draw you to the area where you could find younger plants and more adolescent plants. This is a picture of the seeds or the fruit. They are Achaean, gray-brown in color. They're oval, smooth, about 3 to 6 millimeters long by 1 to 3 millimeters wide, and they're slightly flat. They are striped with about 5 to 9 longitudinal ribs. They are oval in shape and have a long pointed beak. And this is what the silky white downy dandelion-like papoose hairs are attached to. They carry these seeds by the wind to be germinated in other areas. The broom plant. The edible parts of this plant are the leaves. To learn how to prepare these leaves and which leaves are best and how to prepare less palatable parts of the leaves, visit survivalplantsmemorycourse.com and click on Lactuca serriola from the Index of Plants link there on the home page. Prickly lettuce, the common name, and broom is the nickname. Thank you for watching part 1, and in part 2, I'll be sharing the mnemonic or memory technique to help you commit to memory the most distinguishing characteristics of this plant. Thank you for watching, and by the way, when you click on Lactuca serriola, look for methods of preparation to learn how to prepare the younger and the older leaves of this plant. Thanks again.